Indianapolis, Indiana, where we find Dorothy Ogega, a geriatric nurse working 16, 18 hours a day in a hospital there in Indianapolis. We want to find out what it's like for a Kenyan nurse working in America right now. Dorothy, good to see you. Welcome to JKLIVE. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. How are you?
Well, I'm very good. Thank you. Under the circumstances, how are you doing after working 16, 18-hour shifts, Dorothy? It must be hell over there, for lack of a better word.
Yes, yeah, for lack of a better word, yeah, it is. Yeah, and it's been a very challenging 3 weeks since we had our first case, and I'm very scared. As a Kenyan, as a nurse, being here, I'm very, very scared. For the first time being in this country, but again, I have no choice. I have to stay working. Mm-hmm.
Tell me something, Dorothy. What is your typical day like? At least for the last couple of weeks, what has your typical day been like?
Typical day has been, of course, there are so many right now, actually, at the moment, just to give you a quick update, we have about 60,050 cases in the U.S., 807 deaths so far, and that's just from maybe 10 minutes ago. Being a geriatric nurse, I work with the elderly, and they are the ones who are very vulnerable, people from 60 years and up. They're the ones who their immune system is not is not able to sustain the virus. So they're the ones who are affected mostly. And in the U.S., I'm sure maybe most of you have heard on CNN and everything, we are running out of supplies. I don't think any country was especially the U.S., we were not ready for this, or rather for an amount of cases. So we are running out of supplies, and we are struggling. The disease is real, Jeff. I hope our people in Kenya can understand this, because Kenya, we have cases in the tens. In the U.S., we have cases in the thousands. Please, my fellow Kenyans, just heed to the social distancing. Stay at home, because this virus is there. The other day, Jeff, I was telling you on radio, we're not even sure whether this virus is just infected by droplets. The CDC here is saying it's droplets, and chances are it could be airborne. So it could be up in the air. So if you stay away at home, you're protecting yourself from the virus.
Tell me something, Dorothy. After your shift, you come home, you have 3 boys, big boys, waiting for you at home. What do you do? I mean, how do you explain to them what's been going on?
My boys, they are grown enough, so they kind of are following the news. They understand. But again, also, I am mommy to them, so I have to give them assurance. So after coming from a hectic day at work, I have to sit down and give my sons assurance. But again, as I told you the other day, I have to take off my clothes in the garage, leave them there, wear something, come in the house and shower. It's not the best way. I'm still exposing my children in one way or another. But again, we have no option. We're just trying to survive. We're just trying the best to survive.
Yeah.
So whatever you as an individual can do out there to make this easier for everybody, please do it.
There are still very many people here, back home, here in Kenya, who are still treating this pandemic very casually. You mentioned social distancing. You mentioned sanitizing, washing. I mean, people here aren't taking it as seriously as they should be. What do you tell them?
I'd like to tell my fellow Kenyans that I listened to our president earlier speak. When I say our president, I mean our Kenyan president. I listened to our president speak earlier. And please, whatever he was saying, try to heed to that, because he is out to protect you. He is looking out for your interests. If you start listening to the leader of the free world right now, trying to listen past what we have in Kenya right now, you might end up getting confused, because at the moment here in America, we're just surviving, because we're being told, and I'm sorry, this is a little controversial, but I'll say it. We're being told a lot of things to make these, to minimize these, and it's not helping. Please do not listen to the advice out there. This is serious. People are dying. The story of the world will be open, or America will be open for people to do business by Easter. It is not true. It has not been verified by the CDC. So don't take these lightly by listening to that. Listen to your president and do things as your leader is telling you. This is a time that I can comfortably tell you, don't take your mind out to the leader of the free world, because right now it's not going to help you as a person.
Yeah, there are some states over there that are almost on lockdown. New York, California, Washington State. Mm-hmm. In your state, in Indiana, in your hospital there, Dorothy, about how many patients, are you overwhelmed in that hospital? I mean, are they pouring in?
This is what is happening right now in Indiana. Indiana, first of all, we are starting our lockdown today, like our total shutdown today. We have been on lockdown, but not total shutdown. But Indiana has shut down today. You can't be found outside doing anything unless you're an essential worker. So the hospitals in Indiana, we are not, it is not in very bad shape right now. We still can see people can come in and out. People are being discharged to go home and heal. And then the ones that are on need to be in ICU, of course, are being kept there to be intubated. But in New York right now, and in other states, a few other states, California, New York, they're using dormitories, they're using churches, they're converting those, they're using warehouses, they're converting those to be hospitals just to help everything out. Mm-hmm.
Now, the bottom line, are you scared that things are going to get a lot worse, Dorothy? Is that feeling, are you getting that feeling?
It's not really a feeling, Jeff. It's a fact, because we started taking these a little seriously 3 weeks ago. And every single day from 21 days ago, it has been getting worse. I've not seen a better day in the U.S. and or rather in the world. So it is getting worse. As they say, we need to flatten the curve. We have not reached the peak yet. The peak that they say we're supposed to really go high, and then starting to go down.
Flatten the
curve. I don't think we're there yet. And facts are reporting that it's going to get worse.
And the other thing, Dorothy,
so we all need to be careful.
The other thing you were reminding me is that you're running out of gloves, you're running out of masks, and you were saying Kenya is even better when it comes to that. Weren't you saying that?
Oh, yes. I know I say this on Tuesday. Yes. Right now, I would rather actually, is it okay if I speak Swahili?
Go on.
Jeff?
Yes, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay. Right now, mimi kama Kenya, afadhali ningekuwa nyumbani kwa sababu muko na supplies. Hapa supplies zimeisha na hopefully after ile pesa ilipeanwa jana watanunua, lakini kama Mkenya afadhali ningekuwa nyumbani kwa sababu mko na supplies. Na kwa sababu mko na hiyo bahati yenu, excuse my Swahili, mko na hiyo bahati yenu, just be careful ndio msikuwe na mashida mingi kama zenye tuko nazo hapa nchi ya ng'ambo, nchi ya majuu.
Swahili is a lot better than mine. Dorothy, let me ask you this. You mentioned lockdown and shut down. What's the difference?
Okay, lockdown is when technically you're being told, yeah, you could be outside, but don't be hanging out more than 10 people. Don't, just don't be out there unless you have to, or you can just drive around, or you can go jogging. That is lockdown. Shutdown is technically if you're found out there and you're not an essential worker, you could be fine. You could be in trouble.
Wow. We have a curfew. Yeah, we have a curfew starting in 2 days' time. The same thing from 7 p.m. to 5 a.m. You think that'll help?
Oh yeah, I heard. I had President Uhuru talk about the curfew, and I wanted to say something about that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's the beginning of everything, and I'm very proud of him because he started like right from the beginning to get children out of school and they're home safe with their parents. But the curfew thing, my fellow Kenyans, the president doesn't mean that you between 6 a.m. and 5 p.m. or 7 p.m. you should be buddies. You should go to the Komba and shop. You should just be hanging around, just doing the regular things. He doesn't mean that. The curfew means you should be in your house in the evening. But still, during the day, you have to be very careful. You cannot be around each other. Clean your hands. You cannot just... You can't go to, I'm sure hotels are closed maybe, and restaurants, I'm not sure. But you just cannot be in public places just hanging out. Like I saw a video you were showing on TV the other day on people buying mitumbas, breathing on each other, yeah.
Bottom line, Dorothy, if you had a choice between being there in Indianapolis, Indiana, and being back home in Kenya, what would it be right now?
Right now, I'm going to look at it in two ways. Being at home, the disease has spread around, so you're containing it pretty well as it is right now. And if the citizens decide to help, being at home is safer right now. Being here in the U.S., especially for me, I am exposed. And I don't know what I'm bringing home to my children daily. But again, I took a vow as a nurse to be there for my patients. So this is no time for me to bail out. But if I was given a choice on where I would choose to be right now, of course, I would choose to be back home in Kenya and just where there's very, very little infection going around. And I hope we maintain that in the next few weeks, speaking that Kenya has a very low rate of infection just because of what the citizens have done.
Dorothy Ogega, well, we wish you all the very best of luck, my dear, and hang in there and please stay safe. And yeah, we pray for you.
Okay. Are you there, Jeff? Yeah. I wanted to say something about some fields that it's not just the healthcare field that's suffering here. And I would like to pass my thank yous to fields, of course, the healthcare field all over the world. The reporters, which is you guys, Jeff, you have to be out there reporting to us, telling us what's going on. So you are at risk. So I'm giving a shout out to you too. The truck drivers in the U.S., I know we have truck drivers taking our foods around, and those are very essential to us. We have to, if you know anybody, just give them a pat in their back and tell them thank you. The janitors, people who are cleaning up, sanitizing anything, those are very, very important people to us. And they're also risking their lives cleaning the viruses which could get to them. And hold on, I'm trying to see my notes here. I'm just going to give a very quick and it's going to be 30 seconds, of a friend of mine who owns a trucking company, and he runs it. But right now, he is out there on the road taking food around because we are out of food. In the U.S., we don't even have toilet paper. Or rather, we have it, but it's very scarce. I don't know whether you've had that joke or story. It's not really a joke. It's very, very, the worst thing the hardest thing to get in the store right now or in the shop is toilet paper. So if you don't have enough, you can't find any. So
Wow.
they're the people who are running around taking the trucks, the supplies around to stores for us. And shout out to my friend Charles, who owns this company, but he is out there as a driver, driving those trucks, making sure food is going all over the world for us.
All right.
And also my sister Glenna in Kenya, she owns a bookshop, and she closed last week before even people were ordered to closing. She listened to me.
Yeah.
She closed her bookshop just to have the social distancing.
Sure.
So
sure.
shout out to her, and I hope everybody just follows this, because
right.
this is serious.
All right.
This is very.
Thank you, Dorothy. Anyone else you missed out? Oh, it's okay. Thank you very much. Dorothy Ogega there in Indianapolis, Indiana. A nurse, a Kenyan nurse, working 18-hour shifts under this pandemic. We're going to take a break, come back, and we'll talk to former Lance Corporal David Itale, former British Army. Check this out. He was under lockdown in places like Baghdad and Afghanistan. He lost his leg after his truck ran over an IED. He's now a veteran. He lives back in the UK. He's going to tell us about what life is like under lockdown in the UK. Keep tweeting at Koinange Jeff, at Citizen TV Kenya, the hashtag JKLIVE. We'll be back in a moment.